This week in post, presets. You've got a bunch of them. How do you organize them? Hey everyone, I'm Scott Davenport. Welcome to In Post. Before talking about presets today, really quickly, the invites for San Diego Coastlines workshop in October 2017, they're going out this week. If you are interested, get yourself on the reserve list. A bunch of folks are interested in this one, and I'm expecting it'll fill pretty quickly. So if you want to come shoot with me in San Diego, it'd be great to have you on the workshop. Head on over, links in the show notes, and then come on back and watch the rest of this video after you've done that. So let's talk about presets. Now, you've heard me talk about presets before. Great way to jumpstart your post-processing and get a basic look for your photo before fine-tuning it and crafting it and making it your own. But the question comes up about how to organize the different presets. So what I want to do today in this video is look at three different packages, Lightroom, Photo Raw, and Luminar, where the presets live and breathe and what level of organization we have available to us. Then we'll talk about some of the pitfalls and problems of classifying your presets and what to really go do about them. So first up, I got Lightroom, and in the Develop module, you have your presets on the left-hand side in this presets panel. And you get the ability, some of them, I think, started with Lightroom, obviously came with Lightroom, and then you can create your own folders in this area. And it's pretty flat, right? You can create one folder, put some presets in it, that's it. You really can't go hierarchically. And really, that's kind of how all the packages seem to work. We go over to Photo Raw, same type of thing. You've got a presets tab. I'm in the Develop module, but this is in Effects as well as Browse. And you get these different categories. You can create your own. And you can say I've got a bunch of my own there. They also introduced this favorites one as well. I'm going to come back to that. But as like we saw in Lightroom, it's pretty flat. You get one bucket you can name, and then you can put stuff in the bucket, and that's it. You can't have buckets of buckets. Looking at Luminar, same idea. Now they put their presets along the bottom, and you get these different choices that came with the software, basic, street, outdoor, and so forth. You have a user area, so you can look at anything you've created, and then also you have a favorites area as well. But once again, it's flat. And actually, Luminar is probably the least flexible as far as your own presets. You get one bucket called user, and that's where you can put things. So that's the facilities that we have available to us. Now let's talk about how do you go and organize these things. Well, I'm guilty of this too. The names of the presets are often meaningless. We have to put a name on something, but it's really not going to convey the type of information that you ultimately want. Ultimately, you want to know, will this look good on my photo? Well, I guess I could name every preset, this looked great, but that would get old pretty quick. So the problem with names is that they just don't tell you what the preset's going to do. And there might be a suggestion. It might have black and white in it, or it might have, punchy or radiant to suggest, a color splash or glow or so forth. But it comes down to organizing them. What are you going to do? There's a few possible choices. These are all flawed, by the way, but I'm going to share them with you so that you can pick what makes most sense for you. One approach is by the look that your preset gives you. Well, is it grainy? Is it really high contrast? Is it soft and airy? Is it colorful? Is it muted? You could try to organize things by different looks. You could try to organize by filter if you're wanting to do something like that. That's really challenging. I only have one exception to doing that, is like very specific finishing filters, like split tone is one where I'll have a group of things that are split tone, and that's the only thing in there. It's the only thing that gets affected. Another approach is by genre of photography. These are my landscapes. These are for street. We saw that in Luminar. They have, kind of those types of categories on one as well. Well, that's okay, but the problem is sometimes a preset that was made for a landscape looks really good on a street photo. Or vice versa, or something that was done for a portrait looks good on some other type of photography. And that's the fundamental problem with presets. you don't know what's going to look good or not on your photo until you try it out. One other thing too is if you're getting preset packs from other photographers, well, they're going to come in a bundle already. Like I've got several that I sell for Photo Raw, and you'll get a pack, and it'll be whatever it is, however I decide to package it. And you could start separating it and moving it around. But then what do you do if you need to reinstall or do something else on another computer? It starts to get hairy, right? So what's the answer? Well, the best that I've come up with is I guess it's a twofold approach. One is if the presets are very specialized, like I mentioned, split tone, I'll keep all those together. I'll show you that in Lightroom here. Over to Lightroom, and I've got a set of split tones. Now this photo's got nothing done to it. I mean, it's basically just reset, right? Nothing's done. And so sometimes I just want a split tone. I'll just pick a split tone, apply it, and I'm pretty happy. I could also layer this on top of other adjustments I've done, because all it's doing is applying the split tone changes, nothing else. And so it's a finishing preset, and I'll keep those grouped together. After that, my answer is favorites. And so as I find presets that I like, I put them into, or tag them as a favorite. And it's not perfect, and it does mean that I'm not going to go through, the 200 or 300 presets I might have in a software package, but there'll be ones that have certain types of looks that I gravitate to. So I use that in on one. They've got the quick browse here. And so these are filters that presets that I've labeled as favorites, and so this one orange split kind of looks cool, so I might use that. Similar for Luminar, if I go over there, I've got a bunch that are favorites, and as I scan this set really quick, I like what Peruvian Desert's doing for this photo. As I recall, that's from the street category, but this is certainly not a street photo, so it's an example where the genre collection or categorization breaks down. So favorites is the best alternative that I've found for organizing presets. And that kind of leaves me with a problem for Lightroom, which is also probably why I don't use presets very much in Lightroom, except for those finishing touches where it's a single panel that gets added. So the tip of the week is look at favorites for organizing presets. And if you don't have favorites, like if you're using Lightroom, you don't have a favorites category, create your own. Create a folder with favorites in it and throw things in there. So at least it lets you home in on what types of looks that you're most likely going to want to apply. And then maybe the corollary is having a little bit of discipline/fun in periodically just saying, I'm going to forget about those favorites and go explore the other presets I have in my package and see what turns up. Because in the end, you really don't know if the preset's going to look good on your photo until you try it out. And that's going to do it for this week in Post. I hope you've enjoyed it. Let me know somehow. Comments on the blog if you're watching this on my website. If you're looking at it YouTube, comments below the video. On Facebook, comments below the video. Comments below is the theme here. So let me know what you think. Let me know how you organize your presets. You got other ideas? I'd love to hear them, because I'd certainly like to have a better system than what I currently have. Well, until next time, my name's Scott Davenport, and happy shooting.